Good evening, everybody. We're going to call this meeting to order. Start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Janet, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes. Watson.
Here.
Braun. Here. Libby.
Here.
Macri.
Here.
Strubing. Here. Thomas.
Here.
All here. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we make a motion for the approval of the minutes from the June meeting?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 2nd, 2026 and the June 13, 2026 meetings.
Seconded.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? That is unanimous. There are no petitions and communications this evening. So report to the town manager.
Hi, everyone. So we're going to do something new for a few months. I've invited my department heads to come and they're going to share a few minutes about what they do. And so tonight we have Public Works here. So John Cross is going to share a few minutes of what he does, and then he's going to introduce your staff. Staff, can you, when it's your turn, can you just come up to the podium and state your name and whatever John wants you to, but just not from your seat so people at home can hear a little bit of what you do.
I'm gonna go up to the podium.
Perfect.
Here. Hi, everybody. I'm John Cross. I'm the Public Works Director. I actually run two departments for the town. I run the Solid Waste Division and Public Works. It's divided out. Solid Waste is the transfer station, for everybody's knowledge. I'm going to start in by talking about the transfer station first. Obviously, I think we've made some great improvements. I've been here about 4 years. We've gone to a new schedule. The scheduling being only closed Wednesday has helped eliminate traffic, frustrated citizens and people, and alleviated some of the backup and workload plug ups in that. We've added new infrastructure down at the transfer station. Our compactor failed last year, had to replace the new main household waste compactor. We do about 3,250. When I say that, that's tons. So 2,000 pounds times 3,250 of household waste for the town per year. We do about 400 tons of recycling that is processed, and it's all going to EcoMaine. Part of the stuff that we've talked about, which the voters just approved, is we're going into become an owner community at EcoMaine. It will give us a better rate of disposal through that than being a contract community with EcoMaine. That's going to be on the agenda tonight for that. We've gone to electronic system down there instead of the old handwritten receipts recently. We've gone to Square. It's processing new stickers. Our sticker sales have up. We used to sell about 4,500. Last year we did about 4,800, but our household tonnage is down. So you know what that's telling me is that we're also having great enforcement by the staff down there, keeping out of town people out of there. We've really focused in on making sure that people have the user stickers, doing that. They take a lot of pride. I want to say it's one of the cleanest in the state down there. It's always neat, it's organized, it's well kept. And that's because of the staff. It's not because of me. They like what they do down there. They love what they do. They love interacting with the people. They love coming in, seeing the people, the animals come through, and they make connections. That's some of the first welcoming of the town is the transfer station down there, the people and the staff. So I'd like to introduce them to you. The transfer station manager is Ed Potter, if you want to come up. Ed's been down at the transfer station about 8 years, but he's also been with the town for a total 18. He was first a dispatcher. When the dispatch went there, he transferred to the transfer station. He's been in the role of the manager for just over a year up there. Doing a great job.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Dave Gillette. Dave started with Public Works and then went to the transfer station. He's been here a total of 16 years. Dave is the organizer, I want to say, of making sure everything is in the right piles and everything is where it goes.
We like it tidy.
Yep.
Awesome.
Next, we have Everett.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry, Everett. Oh, Everett's right. Sorry. I'm looking for you. We're that way. Everett's worked for the town for a number of years through fire police, resident of Standish and everything. He is involved in the community. He still does the fire police. He also does the boat ramp some, and he works at the transfer station full time.
Everett, how long have you been here?
Going on 18, 19 years. Total.
I love that common theme, and I think that says a lot to the town and to the council, that 18, 16, like, these are a lot of people who stay here a long time, so that's huge. Great people, thank you. Thank you, Everett.
We also, Jeff didn't make it tonight, but Jeff Farstead is a resident of Standish, and he's been there a little over a year as well. Next, I'll move into about Public Works. Public Works, we are, I want to say, the keeper of the roads and any traffic safety issues. Is it signage? Is it trees coming down? Is it snow? Is it ice? Is there a shoulder issue? Is there a pavement issue? We are there to make sure there are no traffic safety issues and getting from point A to point B as safe as we can within the town. We deal with a lot of drainage issues. It's a daily call, even in the wintertime, building up. We deal with, like I said, the trees, traffic lights, traffic, making sure everything's moving safely through, looking ahead in the future about future capital plans like the 25 corridor. How can we better improve the town to make traffic flow better? Some of the things that I'm very proud of, and I want to say that we have the best in the state, and it's because of my crew, is I feel we have the best plowed roads in the state. Everybody comments on our roads saying when we hit Standish, they're 10 times different than that. And that is partly because of you guys allowing us to be funded to properly have the right equipment to be able to do that, because it wouldn't be possible without the crew and the funding to be able to do that. So thank you for that. Some of the big projects currently going on right now is we just started our capital paving. They're up in the Wards Cove area. I know it's not the most ideal time to be in Wards Cove, but that's when the contractor can be there. And to be honest with you, in the middle of summer is when the best product gets put out for paving because it adheres to the other payment the best. So the later we wait in fall, you don't get the best product for that. So they are starting in the Wards Cove Road area. They will moving here towards town center next, I'm told. So that would be the Wild Ridge area and Randall Road. And then they will go off 35, which would be Buskey, Cary Farms, and that working their way this way. Like I said, they just started the other day, and I believe they completed Wards Cove today. So they will starting to be moved down. Some of the other stuff that's been going on, as far as big projects, we took over, obviously, the plowing of private roads with public easements, which we are still working through, which I think you might hear some public comment about here later about the standards and stuff that the council has put into place. Just, I know an email was sent, just so everybody's aware about that. But we're working through that with a town attorney. So like right now, a lot of these roads don't have easements for turnarounds. So everybody's got to provide an easement. It's a big undertaking to go through and do that when it's about 40 miles of private roads that we plow with public easements. So we maintain about 130 miles for snow plowing, and that's center lane miles. So you really want to call it 260 miles that's with state aid roads. And as far as town roads, it's about 90 miles. I'll introduce the staff. So I'll have Don Staples come up first. Don has been here 32 years. And Don is the deputy director. Don runs the day-to-day operations. If there's somebody calls in a complaint, it's usually gonna be Don that you see. They don't like Don's answer, usually then it comes to me. But Don is the face of Public Works going to meet with the people usually. He's been here, he knows about most all the issues going on. 32 years says it all. He's a resident of Standish. He runs the plowing for everything. He's a great part of the team.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going down through the list in no particular order. My admin assistant, Tanya Snow, she keeps me in line to let me know where I'm supposed to be and what's going on, and takes all the messages. She works at reconciling the transfer station, so she has a dual purpose role. So when the cash up comes up, she's the one that submits it all, gets it up here to town hall to make sure it's right. She's a big help. She makes sure all their paperwork's done in time, that they have their time off, that accounting, to make sure the bills get paid. That's number one, is making sure our bills get paid. And Tanya is a big help. She's been here at the town for 5 years. She came to Public Works about 2.5 years ago, and will be 5 years in January.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, I have Billy Have You. Billy has been here. He is our shop foreman. So we, again, to add the stuff that Public Works has done, we've taken over most all the maintenance for town vehicles. Fire department still does a little bit of their own, but any rec, code enforcement, any other town vehicle has come up there since Billy's been a part. And again, that's trying to save the taxpayers money by doing that. By having him in the shop, he's able to do our own inspection stickers, all stuff that we used to have to sub out prior to, that's a cost to the town. Now we're able to do it in-house. And, you know, he keeps our fleet going during the wintertime. He also plows some to help out in the wintertime because we're still a little short on people sometimes. But Billy's been a great add to the team. And like I said, he keeps us all going, keeps the town moving.
Thank
you. Next up, I have Lance DeRoche. Lance is one of my newest hires. He used to be a painter, come to work because his son works here as well with me. And he learned to hear how great it was, right?
Absolutely.
So he's been here almost a year coming up. He's been a great addition. He plows the Whites Bridge Road area up off 114, a lot of those side roads, and gets to know every tree around, don't you?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next up is his son, Nick DeRoche. Nick's been here 3 years. Nick plows, as we call the straight roads of the town, which would be the 35 towards Wyndham area and the Whites Bridge Road area, not too many turns. And
No, pretty straight.
pretty straightforward. And he works on the crew, does a great job for the town, and he's also a resident of Standish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, I have Jeffrey Doyle. Jeff plows the Boundary Road area, off that area. He's been here for 7 years, and he's a big help on the crew. He's got a lot of tree knowledge. Used to work for Lucas Tree and stuff like that, so he's got a lot of good ideas, and he's a good asset for the town.
Thank you.
Next up, I have Mark Dyer. Mark is one of our crew leaders. We have 2 crew leaders. We're pretty much at the point during the summertime we can run 2 crews. Like tonight, I'll tell you, I have 1 crew working nights. We're doing the striping, the stop bars, and the turn arrows. It's much safer, easier, less traffic to do it at night. So I have a crew working it tonight with another crew working during the day to be able to get that done. Mark has been in the crew leader position for about 2 years, and he's been here for a total of 3 years, and he's a great asset and good leader for the town.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Next up, I have Kenny Hill. Kenny is also one of our long tenured employees, 17 years here working for the town. He is also a crew leader. Kenny loves to be involved in what's going on with what drainage issue, wants to know who's doing what, and wants to make sure that it's being done right. So Kenny's a good leader, good asset for the town to have, and has a lot of knowledge about what's happened in the past.
Thank you.
Next, we have Neil Mosley. Neil is a technician assistant. He works in the shop with Billy primarily. He also comes out in the field when needed. He plows the Route 35 area towards Bonnie Eagle Road. I should have added Kenny to plows the Shaw's Mill in this section of 35, just so everybody's aware. Get any complaints, go see Kenny. But Neil does a great job. He plows that way towards towards Hollis on that way. He works in the shop, very knowledgeable with the equipment, been here for 10 years now, just recently had that anniversary, with a lot of history with the equipment and to keep it going.
Thanks, Neil.
Next up, I have Fred Myers. Fred plows a lot of the side roads off Whitesbridge Road area and off 35. Again, he gets to know some trees and everything else on the tight roads, don't you, Fred?
A little bit.
So he's been here for a little over 2 years. When we took over the plowing for those roads, he was one of the hires. He came from MDOT with some experience, and he's been a great asset to the town.
Thank you.
Next up, I have Jimmy Thorne. Jimmy's like one of those just bad pennies that keeps coming back.
I'm the old guy.
So Jimmy retired once from the town back in 2018, worked from 2000 to 2018. Then COVID hit and Roger needed somebody to run loader instead of having people getting in and out of the loader. And so Jimmy runs loader for the town during snowstorm, and he works 2 days a week part-time to keep him out of trouble with his wife, who also works for us. But Jimmy's great to have, a lot of knowledge to go around about that, and we're glad to have him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, I have Nate Wood. Nate's been here 15 years. Again, both Jimmy and Nate are residents of Standish. Nate plows the River Road area that everybody loves right over there. He likes it because it's not just a straight road. That's what he tells me. He goes, I love that route because there's turns and stuff for me to do and just not a straight road. He does a great job. He's on top of things. He calls me if he sees something on his time off. Hey, this needs to be fixed, addressed. He cares about the town, wants to get things done right.
Yep.
Thanks, Nate.
He didn't want to be here tonight, but thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, I have Linda Thorne. So Linda has worked on and off for the town for about 12 years. She works a couple hours a week at the cleaning the building up there to Public Works to make sure that we all stay nice and clean and safe, and does a great job. She washes the walls, keeps the floor clean, especially in the wintertime when we're in and out with sand and everything else and mud. And thank you for what you do, Linda.
Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.
I think I
Chrissy?
on everybody. that-
John, Chrissy?
No, I'm good.
Oh, I missed.
No, I'm good.
I miss Chrissy.
No,
Oh, we caught
It's
it.
my bad.
Got it.
I know.
Chrissy, come on up. Chrissy is at the transfer station. I'm sorry, Chrissy.
No, I was glad.
I even wrote a list out and I messed it up.
Well, you read signs like everyone.
Chrissy has been here for about a year. She's a new hire. We're down in our tonnage because of enforcement. A lot of it is from checking of stickers, and that helps by the whole team up there, like I said. We're glad to have Chrissy here now as a new full-time add-on as an attendant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you. Mess that one up.
Hey, that.
John, thank you. And really, I appreciate your crew. And I would add, when we're enjoying our Thanksgiving dinner, our Christmas dinner, and we're warming our beds, they're out on the roads. And so really, I just am very grateful for all the work they do. It's hard work, and I just appreciate it very much.
It's not me that gets it done, it's them that gets it done.
It's all
It
of
really
you.
is.
So good.
It's really great to see the faces behind the plow trucks. I come from the Midwest. The roads here cannot be beat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in too. And I know you have to work tonight, so feel free to dash.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you.
Are they all full-time people?
Yeah, most
It's a
of
lot.
them. Yeah. A few part-time, but yes.
This is moral support, moral support.
I was here a few months ago, there's only like 3 people.
We're going to head into our public hearing part of the meeting. Before we go there, just a little update for everybody. Since there's still quite a few folks here for tonight's meeting, we're gonna hold the speaking time to 3 minutes, just so everybody can have their time. Also, we want to hear everybody, but if there's people coming up to speak on the same thing repetitively, we're probably going to hold that to just 1 or 2 comments of, we want to hear you, but we want to hear something different if you have something to add, not just repetitive topics. So we'll move into our public hearings at this time.
Order number 44-26, amendment to the Standish Town Code, Chapter 245, Solid Waste Recycling and Management, Section 245-9, License Application. The Town of Standish hereby ordains that Chapter 245, Solid Waste Recycling and Management, Section 245-9, License Application of the Standish Town Code be and hereby is amended as follows. Additions are underlined, deletions are struck out. Chapter 245, Solid Waste Recycling and Management, Article 1, Recycling and Disposal of Solid Waste. Any person desiring to receive a license referred to in this article shall present a written application, therefore, to the town clerk on a form provided by the town, accompanied by the appropriate license fee. Licenses shall be issued only after review by the Public Works Director and approved by the struck-out council, underlined town manager.
Great, thank you. This is more or less a housekeeping thing, just to let everybody know we were working as a council to streamline the process. So all these things didn't have to come before the council for approval, and just give more trust to our town manager to take care of some of these smaller items. So is there any public comments? Okay, seeing none, public comments will be closed. Any council comments?
Just
Yes,
one
go ahead.
question. How many, in the last year, how many applications were there? Do we have any idea?
So we have usually about 7. So our major ones are like pine tree waste, Allagash, Triano, and there's like 7 of them total. So it's like a business license to do business within town. There's a fee with it, and they have to submit their insurance, show that they have insurance, and have a copy of the ordinance, so.
Perfect, thank you. I was just wondering, I remember when this went into effect, and I was wondering how many people were using it, or how many people were applying. Thank you.
It's not for the local haulers, if that's what you're referring to when you.
Oh, okay, it's not the local haulers, it's.
So right now, we have 0 local haulers, so it sort of took away from people benefiting or charging to haul to the transfer station, so there are currently 0 local haulers.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the council? Okay, seeing none, let's have a roll call, please.
Watson,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Libby,
Yes.
Macri,
Yes.
Stubering,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
That passes. And at this time, we will close the public hearings. That public hearing. Next one, please.
Oh, the next one, sorry. Okay, so order 45-26, amendments to Standish Town Code, Chapter 252, Streets and Sidewalks, Section 252-23, naming and numbering of the streets and roads.
Motion to waive reading in favor of a summary.
Second that.
All in favor of a summary and waiving the reading? That is unanimous. So summarize, please. Also, I can summarize.
Would you please?
Yes.
Thank you.
So again, this is more of a housekeeping thing where we are, again, giving the purview to the town manager to, accept street names instead of having it go through the town council. Any public comments? Okay, seeing none, public comments will be closed. Council comments? Again, seeing none, roll call, please.
Watson,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Libby,
Yes.
Macri,
Yes.
Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
That's approved.
That passes. So we'll close that hearing also and move to committee reports. So we had an appointments meeting earlier today. We will be bringing something forward for that later in the meeting. There was no personnel, no Portland Water Transportation Committee, and capital improvements we had. Lisa, do you want me to give the update on that, or did you?
Sure.
Okay. So we have we'll just bring some forward for the capital improvements tonight for some items to be purchased. And Finance Committee?
We went over the last reports for the year. Revenue is good. Revenue is coming in about 87%. We're still waiting on taxes to come through, so that's looking very good. And expenses are in budget at 97.5. Special waste is well within budget at about 56%. Nice job. And solid waste stickers fees the revenue is really good also, about 120, 125%. So we're doing good. Just waiting on some taxes to come in.
Great, thank you. Anything from the Economic Committee?
No, we did not meet.
Okay, and the Ordinance Committee has not met either. There are no consent calendar things on the agenda. So we're going to go into unfinished business, but before we do that, I'm going to make a motion that we suspend the rules of procedure this evening so we can get some business done in this meeting and going forward. So the motion is to suspend the rules of procedure for tonight's meeting.
In what way?
Just so we can all vote on things, do business, complete some items that we can't do unless that's done.
It was recommended by our attorney and it would just, Brendan would run the meeting because we have no chair, he's acting chair.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor of the suspension of the rules of procedure? That is unanimous and it passes. Thank you. So let's go into unfinished business. Janet.
All right, let's start with the election of a council chair. Do we have any nominations for a council chair?
I nominate Jen.
Second.
I'll nominate Brandon Watson.
Second.
Okay, so we will do a vote for Jen Thomas since she was first. Who would be in favor of Jen Thomas as chair? All opposed? Okay, and we'll do the same. So it was, did you get that, Janet?
I did, and this is for Jen.
All in favor of Brandon Watson as chair? And opposed? Okay. So since they were both a tie, those, all those motions and nominations fail. So that'll go again to unfinished business for the next meeting.
Can I have a motion to table that to the August 11th meeting, please?
I'll make a motion to table to the August 11th meeting.
Second it.
All in favor of tabling to August 11th? That's unanimous, and that will pass.
Thank you.
So we'll move into new business.
Do we technically
We
need a
have to-
motion
Do we have to do that?
table the vice chair?
Yes,
Yes.
so
I make a motion to table the vice chair vote to the next meeting.
Second
to
it.
the August 11th
All
meeting.
in favor of tabling vice chair to the August 11th meeting? That is also unanimous.
Thank you.
So now we'll move into new business.
New business, 61-26, application submitted by Acres of Wildlife Campground Incorporated, located at 60 Acres of Wildlife Road for a modification, extension of premises of a on-premise beer, wine, and spirits Class A restaurant license. Whereas Acres of Wildlife Campground Incorporated has consulted with the state liquor inspector regarding an extension of its licensed premises, and whereas the proposed modification seeks to include 3 additional structures within the licensed area: the snack shack, the recreation center, and the activity center. Ordered that the application submitted by Acres of Wildlife Campground Incorporated, located at 60 Acres of Wildlife Road, for a modification of an on-premises beer, wine, and spirits Class A restaurant license is approved by council to expire as determined by Department of Public Safety.
Is there any public comments? Okay, seeing none, public comments will be closed. Any council comments? Yes, Ms. Lisa.
A couple questions, Mr. Chair. How many structures in total are gonna be serving liquor and wine with these addition of these 3?
I think it's 4.
And do we know of those 4, how many are primarily designated for?
We don't
children
know,
under
we didn't
18?
ask. I spoke with 2 of the deputies. Oh, did you want to speak to it? Yeah, could you come up to the podium, please, and just state who you are and.
Iola Davis, Operations Manager for Acres of Wildlife Campground.
Thank you.
Figured I'd show up tonight just in case there were questions
Perfect.
from you all. So we currently have 1 bar with restaurant. We have initiated, the snack shack is now much bigger, that we got approval from the town to build and put in. We're looking to expand that bar down to that neck of the woods, along with our dance hall and our game room center where we hold some other activities.
Okay.
There would only be 1 bar probably running at any given time. Not all 4 at once, might be 2 if we're running the restaurant bar and like the dance hall or the game room activity. All 4 would not be running consecutively. This is just something so that we can expand outwards for our guests and our members coming in.
Thank you. The snack shack,
Yes.
you stated in there that it's just a rope barrier?
What we have done is there's a building, it's got 2 huge barn doors. We're gonna close off the intersection, but then we have a patio deck that we're going to put a rope barrier up that I talked to the state inspector about with the proper signage and all that he said he'd have to come down once you all approved and take pictures of after it was done.
Excellent. And how close is that to the lake, to the water?
That is probably 70 feet from the water.
All right. And then just one more question for me.
Yes.
Are you planning on hiring any extra security staff? If you
Yes.
have multiple buildings running?
If we have multiple buildings running, I will have additional security staff on hand to run both areas.
Okay, and I think I was wrong. One more question. Do you have people under 20 working there? And if so, are they gonna be supervised by someone 21 and older?
Yes, we do have some minors that do work for us, but they would not be in charge of that department whatsoever.
So they wouldn't be working alone serving?
No, there's always somebody 21 years of age or older that's in the premises.
So we work with the state liquor inspector and we have had businesses in the past fail and it's not yours, but they deal with them quickly and let us know when there's a problem. And there's been none. We checked with
No.
the sheriff's office. There's no problems here. So thank you for your attention to that.
Thank you.
Any other council questions while he's up here?
Thank you for coming.
Great,
Thank you.
Then let's have a roll call.
Watson,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Libby,
Yes.
Macri,
Yes.
Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
That
All
passes.
opposed.
Thank you.
Next is 62-26, call for public hearing to be held on August 11th, 2026, to hear public comments regarding placement of 2 referendum questions on the municipal ballot at a special town meeting referendum vote on November 3rd, 2026, for proposed charter amendments to address, 1, the process for the adoption of ordinances and ordinance amendments by the town council, and 2, an increase in the amount of proposed capital expenditures that require town meeting approval. Ordered that a public hearing be held on Tuesday, August 11th, 2026, during the regular town council meeting to hear public comments regarding placement of the following referendum questions on the municipal ballot to be presented to the voters on November 3rd, 2026, at a special town meeting referendum vote for proposed amendments to the town of Standish charter. Question 1, shall the municipality approve the charter amendment summarized below? Summary of amendment. This proposed charter amendment reduces the number of meetings necessary for the town council to adopt an ordinance from 3 to 2. The proposed ordinance would be introduced at the first meeting with a public hearing and potential action on the proposed ordinance to take place at a subsequent meeting held at least 7 days after notice is given. Once adopted, ordinances would be published on the town's website, but would not be published in the newspaper. The complete text of the proposed amendments is on file at the office of the town clerk. Question 2, shall the municipality approve the charter amendments summarized below? Summary of amendments. These proposed charter amendments increase the total cost of capital expenditures requiring submission to an approval by referendum vote from $75,000 to $500,000. The complete text of the proposed amendments is on file at the office of the town clerk.
If I may, I'm going to read this. Angela is at a training this week, and she wrote, "Dear councilors, I'm writing to propose a charter amendment aimed at streamlining our ordinance adoption process, bringing Standish in line with MARTA municipal practices and with our surrounding communities. Specifically, this amendment would reduce the required number of council meetings for ordinance change from 3, introduction, first reading, and public hearing, down to 2, an introduction and public hearing. Below are the primary reasons for this recommended change. Significant time savings. Currently, it takes a quarter of a year just to adopt an ordinance. This does not include the time the item spends in the ordinance committee before ever even reaching a council agenda, nor does it factor in the mandatory 30-day post-passage publication period. Alignment with surrounding towns. Standish is currently an outlier in the region. Neighboring charter communities that utilize this process operate with much greater efficiency. Gorham and Buxton only have 1 meeting. Cape Elizabeth has 1 meeting. Wyndham, Gray, and Scarborough have two meetings. Please be assured that local government remains completely open and collaborative under this model. Public transparency will remain fully intact, as residents will still be notified of the town's intent at the introduction stage and retain their legal forum to voice opinions and provide input during the public hearing. Moving to a 2-structure meeting simply removes a hollow procedural step without sacrificing public oversight. Furthermore, councilors maintain complete flexibility to make amendments during the introduction. Our standard safeguards also remain in place. If major substantive changes are required during the public hearing, an additional public meeting would still be required, while minor non-substantive changes can be approved immediately following the hearing. By updating this process, we can make Standish local government more responsive and efficient while fully preserving public oversight. The next letter is from our town attorney. Staff is proposing amendments to sections 203, 4, 6, and 801 of the town charter, collectively amendments, which if enacted would raise the minimum value of capital expenses that require voters' approval from $75,000 to $500,000. The amendments are proposed out of necessity. Most of the town's capital expenses exceed $75,000. This is due to the nature of the town's capital needs and increasing inflation and the economy. The current limit was set at a time when $75,000 had far greater buying power than it does today. Without approval of amendments, many necessary expenses cannot be made without pausing and conducting a special referendum election. This process is expensive and time-consuming, in staff's opinion, and hinders the efficient operation. I did follow up with Angela and I asked her. She said it's at least $5,000 to have that. She said she hires 11 clerks at $16 an hour for a minimum of 14 hours. She says she pays $14,000 for someone to tabulate. There's memory sticks and ballots are 32 cents. So she said a minimum of $5,000. Other municipalities of Standish size and complexity have increased or are considering increasing their capital expenditure thresholds in a similar fashion. For example, Gorham requires voter approval for capital expenses of over $500,000. Wyndham plans to vote on an identical amendment to its charter in November, and Falmouth has set its capital expenditures at even a higher limit at $2 million before voter approval is needed. In short, the amendments are in step with nearby and similar situated municipalities. And our town attorney plans to come to the next meeting and can chat if anyone has further questions.
Okay, thank you. I'll open it up to any public comments.
Carolyn Beagle, 141 Ossipee Trail, East Standish. I am a little bit concerned with the process for the ordinance changes. I don't have a problem necessarily with limiting the number of meetings, but I do think a critical missing piece is having the planning board members who deal with the ordinances all the time. It seems like they're missing from the process. Having served on the planning board for the last 3 years, even when the ordinance changes come before the planning board, we are told, or we were told, I'm not on it anymore, that, oh, the board members, you don't really have any say in it, even though you deal with the ordinances all the time. I just think there should be more coordination between the two boards, and pulling that in sooner in the process would be very beneficial. And I'd like to see that somehow reflected in the changes proposed. Thank you.
Any other public comments?
Maury Hill, Wildridge Road. I guess my only comment is to go from 75,000 to 500,000 seems like a huge jump. I realize that, 2 million for Falmouth is probably appropriate for them, but it seems like a big jump. And so I just put that out there. I don't know, 300,000 might be more appropriate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comments? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to cease the public comments, open up to council comments. Yes, Lisa.
I would agree with Maury on the big jump from 75 to a half a mil. Granted, $75,000, it does not hold a lot of buying power. I think we all know that nowadays. But when you're comparing Standish to Gorham, which is a university and business heavy town with a big population, Wyndham, which is a business town, they have a lot of business taxes coming in, and Falmouth, which is a very, very high income area, so a lot of property taxes, it doesn't really equate to Standish's area. So I would agree that a $500,000 jump is big. If you make 2 of those purchases a year, what's that gonna do to the mill rate? That's $1 million spent without any approval. I think that's a lot. I think it would be easier to swallow if it was 250 or 300. But I do agree it probably should go up.
I'm going to agree, second what Lisa just said. I actually looked at Gorham has a population of 20,000, which is twice as large as we are. Wyndham is 19,000, which is almost twice as large as we are. Falmouth has a population of 12, which is fairly comparable. However, their gross income per family is 150,000, which is about $60,000 more than ours in Standish. So while I do think we need to go higher than 75,000, $500,000 is, I think, a bit off base. I mean, we're trying to talk about a capital improvement purchase tonight, which you could buy 2 plow trucks, with no, for that $500,000 with, voter approval. And I think, I definitely think that we need to go higher than 75, but I think the 500,000 is a bit high. And now on the other one, I'm more than okay with streamlining the process for ordinances and ordinance adoption, as I think there's many things that could go through much faster than waiting for, 6 to 9+ months, to improve our town. So any other council comments? Yes, Ben.
So for question 1, it's interesting, a couple thoughts. One is what we're saving is 30 days. So streamlining a process that takes 6 months to 5 months is not really that big of a change. What I do see is that the amount of time that the residents have to come out and talk about an issue is cut by 1/3. And normally, the first time something's introduced, a lot of times people haven't even heard about it, don't even know what it means. Then they talk to their neighbors and I didn't even know that was up in front of the council. Let me go talk to them. We've now shortened that period significantly. One of the times I was previously on the council, there was a vote that initially was 6-1 in favor the first time. The next time it was voted on, it was 5-2 in favor. And the third time, it was 1-6, and it failed. And what I would be interested to know is, how does that fit into this process? We've had examples where that 3-month time period actually is very beneficial, or it gives time to the people of the town to make their opinions heard. And I think shrinking that there isn't a big enough reason why to remove that extra month from the people in Standish. That's question one. Question two, one of the things that I'd be interested in knowing is, we talked about a savings of how often, or how much that is gonna save because of a special election. But then how many times over the past year, 3 years, 5 years, has there had to be a special election for something that we had to spend money on? I don't know. I think most of the time that is pulled into the standard elections that we have in June and November. So I'd be interested to know, how often does that happen?
Brian, you had a question?
I'm in favor of the question one. Question two, I'm inclined to agree that the 500,000 is a little bit high.
Any other questions?
Actually, one procedural question is, so this, if we approve this, this goes in front of the town to vote on in November.
Correct.
And so if we want to make changes, then we need to make changes to it now.
Because then it goes to a public hearing in August,
Yep.
then to the voters in November.
And should these questions be separated?
That was kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah.
I can tell the attorney, I mean, they do say question one and question two.
Yeah, well, I just, it's, if.
You just want them separated fully.
Well, if there's a vote to say, hey, I don't really want question one to be on
Okay,
there,
yep.
but I want question
Yeah.
two or something like that, I
So
would.
yeah, you could make a motion to do that.
We can make that change tonight to separate them.
Yep.
Yeah, so I make a motion to separate these into two, question one and question two.
Second it.
It's been moved and seconded to separate these into two separate orders of question one and a question two. Is there all in favor? Okay, so these are now separated.
Can I, go ahead.
Yes,
Oh, I
Jen.
wanted to make a motion.
Yeah,
Did you
go
have a
ahead.
comment?
No, I was just gonna make a motion.
I make a motion to amend the amount in question two to, from 500,000 down to 150,000.
I'll second that. All in favor of the amendment from 75 to 150 from the 500? That is four and opposed. There's 2 opposed, so that will pass. The motion will pass. Change. Any other council comments on question one? And then we'll do a roll call on the question one amendment. Okay, let's have a roll call for the amended motion for question one only.
Watson? Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't clear
We're
how it's
separated.
amended.
It's not
Oh,
amended, we're just separating, the separated question. Is that
okay,
better?
yes.
So this is a roll call on question one only. Yes or no?
Watson,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Libby,
Yes.
Macri,
No.
Strubing,
No.
Thomas.
Yes.
That's a 4-2, so that'll pass.
I think
Do we need 5 for that?
we need 5 to pass.
So 5, so the motion will, that will fail.
That will fail.
So now we'll have the roll call for the question two part of it as amended. So we'll have a roll call on that, please.
Watson,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Libby,
Yes.
Macri,
Yes.
Strubing,
No.
So
Thomas.
Yes.
Yes. That one
That's a
passes.
6-1, so that'll pass.
5-1.
Fine. So thank you, 5-1, that'll pass.
5-1.
I'm used to 7 people here. Very good. So we'll go on to the next item, please.
The next is 63-26, amendment to the Town Council Rules of Procedure regarding the dissolution of the of the PWD Steering Committee, Portland Water District Steering Committee, ordered that the town council rules of procedure are amended as follows. Additions are underlined and deletions are struck out. Section 9 committees, 9.1 standing. The following shall be standing committees of the council. Number 1, Committee on Appointments. Number 2, Committee on Capital Improvements. Number 3, Committee on Finances. Number 4, Committee on Ordinances. Number 5, Committee on Personnel. Number 6, struck out, Committee on Portland Water District Steering Committee. Number 7 is now number 6, and that would be the Committee on Economic Development. Struck out, number 8, added is 7 instead, is Committee on Transportation Policy. Struck out is 9.8, Committee on Portland Water District Steering Duties. Struck out the duties of the Committee on Portland Water District Steering, in addition to any items assigned to it by the council, shall be to make recommendations to the council regarding Portland Water District matters and to maintain an ongoing dialogue and rapport with the district's trustees and staff.
Thank you. This is to remove the Portland Water District Steering Committee, to take that out. For the 5 years I've been on council, that committee has been filled but never met. So it's more or less a moot point. So is there any public comments on removing the committee? Yes. Oh, Maureen, Izzy's coming up, so.
Sorry, I'm really faster than anybody. Izzy Higgins, 215 Bon Eagle Road. I understand that prior to the 5 years that there hasn't been a lot going on, there was quite a bit of need for having a liaison with Portland Water District for both the beach development and for the scenic overlook. In the event that there are other issues that come up with the boat launch, with the beach.
May I?
Please, because
I meet with them monthly. And so I, as the manager, have been, and with my staff, we oversee them. I just met with them last week about an issue of the overlook. And so I promise you we're involved and we're actually able to make change. So
you've answered my question. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, of
course. Thank you, Izzy. Go ahead, come on up.
I guess I'm just reinforcing Maury Hill from Wildridge Road. You know, the other thing is we're talking about the Mountain Division Trail, and apparently there's some issues with the water district in terms of trying to, develop that trail around. The other thing is that there are a number of lakes and ponds in Standish, and I think we're trying to protect the land around the lake still. So I don't know if it's really a good idea to, I appreciate what you're doing, but, it's a really.
So you think a committee is more effective that hasn't met? I'm not really following.
Well, yeah, I don't know why the committee hasn't met, and that is concerning also, with, all of the environmental impacts.
Yeah, I promise you we're meeting, but a resident of the town isn't gonna have the authority to say Public Works is gonna go down and cut, or we want this or that to happen. I think anyone, I know Mr. Farley before he passed away was down there all the time, so residents are absolutely welcome to go there, but as far as a committee, I'm just not sure how that would affect change. Like, staff is able to get in and make decisions and then report back, like.
Do you think, though, that the public beach would have been developed if?
Oh, well, but Jen DeRice from Parks and Rec absolutely spearheaded that, and Roger Mosley, for a fact.
And Steve Nesbitt was also very.
Yeah. But I don't know if that was part of the committee, but I know town staff, my Parks and Rec still meets with them about it.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, no, we're actively engaged about we're looking to talk about Otter Pond. We just met with them with Parks and Rec. So we're actively engaged. And if anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer them. I just feel like this is more effective.
There's also that small Watchick pond.
Yep.
That I don't know if.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the water district would have, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you
Sure.
know, I just want to make sure that we're really covered.
Sure, I appreciate that. No, we are, I promise you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Any other public comments?
Carolyn Beagle, 141 Ossipee Trail East. I can certainly appreciate the efforts that you and staff put in to meet with the Water District. But I think it not only helps you to have support of the council with the decisions that you'd like to make that maybe you get a little pushback from, because all of a sudden you have others that are there with you that can be the bad guy or take a different perspective, or to help even to educate the citizens that they represent what's going on. I think, and especially working with the Water District, more is better, just for the concerns that councilors can bring to the Water District. And I don't think that beach would have gone through as well, only with town staff. I think it was key to have the council members actively involved. And I also think that with the boat launch, it was key to have council members actively involved.
So I'm curious, because I've been here for 4 years and I haven't seen it. So Terry was on it, but who is he meeting with? That's what I'm not following. He would meet with the Water District, is what you're saying?
Right, it was, when I was on the committee, on the council, there were more than one person that met with
Okay,
the Water
there's
District.
only been one since I've been here, and I know that they didn't.
So it might be an opportune time to rekindle that relationship and think about what other kinds of things that town members really would like to do that would help fulfill some of the goals of the comprehensive plan that involve the area around the Water District. And to try to do that with all the other tasks that you have, I think it would be a key piece to have some help from the council that has the final say on making decisions. Thank you.
I add something that we sort of have like a committee, because when we had if you recall, we had a workshop last year for the sitting council members. So we brought the ideas from the Water District to you from the town staff. So it's not just us making that. We brought the ideas forward, had the reaction, and it basically died. So, I mean, when we have ideas, we bring it to you to get your opinion of that, to work through that process.
Just gonna mention that, but yes, Izzy.
I'm going to beat this dead horse one more time. Izzy Higgins, 215 Bonnie Eagle Road. Communication with the people in the town. I am a Luddite, so I like hard copy of a lot of things. I can navigate some of the website, but a lot of it is not user-friendly. I'd love to see a big sign out here, like almost every other town has, with some information on it. I would love to see some way that people in the town can be kept up with what's happening, how they can be involved. Social media gets in the middle of it, and that's a big problem. And if we had a better way to disseminate.
Point of order, I'm so sorry, Izzy. Is this related to the absolution of the committees?
Related to information about everything that's going on with Portland Water District, with whatever. So communication as a way to keep the people in town up to date, educated.
Yeah, I'll speak
anyway.
briefly. Staff have been brainstorming. We think during tax season, we're gonna send a little update out, and with our tax bills, do you know this is going on in the town, and bullet, so we're aware. Thank you, Izzy.
Any further public comments or questions? I don't see anybody jump in, so I'm gonna close the public comments and open up to council questions and comments.
I think I was the last person that actually was at that meeting. And that was back in 2021. the last time we had a Portland Water District meeting. It is on the chair of that committee to call the meeting. And I think if we go back and we look at the people who were chairs, they didn't see a need to have that committee meet, so there was never a committee meeting. There were many times that there were conversations, hey, why hasn't this committee meet? Can you get one of these? Because there's a lot of things about the Portland Water District that affect this town. There's a lot of wonderful things that have happened. What about expansion of the Portland Water within our town? There is a lot of issues that could be talked about, but there has not been a push from the chair of the committee to actually have those meetings. Now, I will say, the last time I had a meeting, I was so frustrated with them, I never wanted to talk to them again. But having a committee for that allows that opportunity, assuming the chair of the committee takes that.
Yes, Brian.
I agree with the order that I think the town staff is better suited to communicate. They know what can and cannot happen. I would support this order.
Great. Any other comments from the council? I'm gonna say that I agree with Brian, and I actually have personally met with the Public Water District, just because I was curious in what they did and who was in charge and what goes on over there. I guess there's been some new faces over there that's made communication a little bit better. And I do know that the staff has brought stuff to the whole council during workshops to talk about. So if there's no other public comments, then I'll have a roll call, please.
Watson,
Yes.
Braun? Yes. Libby?
Yes.
Macri?
No.
Strubing?
No.
Thomas?
Yes.
And that one needs 5 votes to pass.
So that one does not pass. However, an update.
I apologize, I made an error on our prior 62-26. My notes, I'm new, this is my first time, so I apologize. But that actually did not need 5, it needed just a majority. So for the question number 1, shall the municipality approve the charter amendment summarized below about shortening the process that did pass with 4?
So both questions failed.
Passed, they passed,
Both passed, yes.
both passed. So I apologize for my error.
This one does need 5 though, not
This
This
one needs
one
5.
does need 5,
Yeah.
as well as the next one needs 5.
So far, for now, that committee will still be.
Okay. Thank you. Again, I apologize.
Oh, good, you're crushing it, Janet.
Okay, order number 64-26, amendment to the Town Council Rules of Procedure regarding the dissolution of the Transportation Policy Committee.
I'm gonna make a motion to waive the reading.
Second it.
All in favor of waiving the reading? That is unanimous.
Let me just do a quick summary of what it.
Yep, so this is similar to the last one we just talked about. This is dissolving the Transportation Committee because again, if it did meet, it wasn't consistent. So they were just not seeing the need to fill that standing committee any longer. I did have one person ask me a question, so I'm gonna ask it to staff. It was about the bike lanes were put under the Transportation Committee authority. So where is the bike lanes now gonna ride?
So we would, John and I would meet, I know that there's talk about in front of like the field, but they're just doing an engineering study, so we don't even know what that's gonna look like out there. And the water district, quite frankly, does not care what town staff say. They're gonna protect the waterfront, and I do not see that going through there at all.
So would bike lane like stuff fall under like Economic Development Committee? People wanted bike lanes or ordinance changes, or just curious?
So, I mean, it could be amended to our street ordinance to be part of that, as like sidewalks is a part of it. Could be put into that.
I think that works. Perfect. Any public comments on the dissolving of the Transportation Committee?
I'm gonna be up here so many times tonight. 141 Ospey Trail East, Carolyn Beagle. I think the statement that you just made, saying that the Portland Water District doesn't want anything to do with bike lanes is the perfect reason why.
By the water. They do want them,
By
but
the
they're
water.
not, they're not.
But that is the perfect reason why there needs to be more committees to work on these issues, because when they say no to you, you can say that.
Because this is about the transportation.
It is about the transportation
Talking
committee,
about
but when you close down, when you stop having all these committees, it's the committee work that actually makes change in town. And if nobody's doing any committee work, then there's really no chance to get the research done to bring to the council so that you're making informed decisions. So I can appreciate that the town manager wants to put all of this on her own lap and do all this work, but it's the council that gives direction of what is wanted, what is needed in the community to the manager. And by absolving yourself from all the committee work, I don't see that to be a useful thing for the town.
Any further public comments? You guys are gonna have to fight for it.
Go ahead, Maureen.
Murray Hill, Wildridge Road. I hate meetings too, I understand that, but the transportation, it's such an ongoing issue. And I'm not sure that, the intersection of 114 and 35 would have ever been fixed if there hadn't been a big movement to do that. And that was the council as well. The council is really involved in that, as well as John, I'm sure, or whoever the public works director was. But, I just think there needs to be public input about some of these issues. I'm not going to go back to the water thing. I still think that's a mistake, but in terms of transportation, I think that's a major issue. And, we have to be proactive. And, it's, maybe there's not a problem now, but there's going to be a problem. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Izzy Higgins, 250 Bonne Eagle Road. Was it not the Transportation Committee that was primarily responsible for the improvements at 35 and 114?
That committee was formed to help tackle that issue, yes.
Okay, because as someone who lives on the other end of 35, on the other side of Standish Corner, where you can't look up and see the big flag, because if you do, someone's gonna T-bone you. And I know that intersection needs work.
We're having an engineering study done on that, and Zach, my planner, was instrumental in getting that, as well as John Cross.
And I think I'm gonna reiterate that the Transportation Committee can help drive that kind of project, which is important to a lot more people than just me.
Any other public comments? Seeing none, we'll close the public comments and open up to council. You go, Jen.
So what happens with the survey work that's being done for 25 now? What committee is going to take that work over and make recommendations to the council regarding the improvements to 25?
I think my opinion is that you'd have a workshop on it. So the whole council is involved, just not the committee type of deal. So that way you're getting everybody's opinion.
So in 4 years I've been here, I've never had a water meeting and I've never had a transportation meeting, and we've been
I've
getting
had two.
A transportation? With who on it?
I've been to one.
But who, that's what I'm asking, who else is on it?
Counselor Deacon and Counselor Gardner.
Yep, and Thomas.
Got you.
So we met after the workshop to discuss the Route 25 corridor.
And make a suggestion?
We made the decision to move ahead with the survey work. So now that the work's done and it needs to come back, my expectation was it was coming back to the Transportation Committee so we could look at it and then make a recommendation to the council.
I mean, yeah, if it was still, if it chooses to stay that way, that's the way it would go, in my opinion, too.
So if it's not there, where would it go? I guess they
To a
get
workshop,
to a
to-
workshop.
For everyone.
And then my concern is, then that's gonna be the same thing that happened with the Public Works garage. We didn't like the way it was, and then that just kind of died. I want to make sure we have movement forward on this. And so I think the Transportation Committee needs to say.
I'm not opposed.
I'm not,
I don't know
I don't know
who-
where the order.
I don't know either. I don't know.
My name's on it, but it was suggested through Angela.
Okay.
Who's not here, so. Any other council? Yes.
Yeah, I was, I remember voting on forming that council. I was on that council, or that committee, sorry. And I think there is a lot of transportation issues in this town, and we need to have that meet. I mean, you go, it is awesome what has happened at 35 and 114 with that stoplight. We need that same kind of idea and foresight into 25 and 35. That is getting worse and worse. We need to look at any type of bike lanes, any types of things. I don't know where that fits in. And I mean, you've heard that today with, well, what committee would that go to, or how would we handle that? This is the place that we should have it. And we should be meeting, I would hope that the committee is meeting on a regular basis, bless you,
Thank you.
to talk about issues, because there is a lot of transportation issues in the town. Thank you.
Any other council comments? Okay, we're seeing now, let's do a roll call.
Watson,
No.
Braun,
No.
Libby,
No.
Macri,
No.
Strubing,
Nope.
Thomas,
No.
Okay, so this one fails. On to the next.
Order 65-26, waive the bid process for purchase of used vehicle for the Parks and Recreation Department. Whereas Section 302F of the Standish Charter requires a competitive bid process for transactions exceeding $3,500 in value unless so waived by the town council. And whereas funding of this vehicle has been approved by the town council and budget committee within the fiscal year 27 operational budget, and whereas the Parks and Recreation Director has located a used vehicle that meets the requirements of the department, now be it ordered that the bidding requirement regarding the purchase of this used vehicle is hereby waived, and further ordered that the replacement vehicle, a 2020 Ford F-250, shall be purchased from Harpswell Auto Sales of Brunswick, Maine, at an amount not to exceed $35,000, and further ordered the Park and Recreation Director is authorized on behalf of the town to execute related documents for this purchase.
Thank you. Matt, would you like to speak on the truck?
Matt, Parks and Recreation Director. We looked into getting we had a truck that is going to be moved over to Public Works. And in that, we were given the 35 to go out and get another truck for our Parks Department. Did a lot of searching online, talked to a lot of dealerships, found a very nice vehicle that will serve us for years to come in very good shape. We'll be happy to hopefully get that lettered up and on the road for the Parks guys, hopefully very soon.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the public?
Anthony Folsom, Standish resident. Kind of wanted to know if there's any warranty with this truck. Is this truck coming with a warranty at all?
It's coming with a small warranty.
I read in the paperwork, I think it's 60 days or 3,000 miles.
We're looking to get an extension.
Okay, so will that bring us over the budget when what is the cost of the truck now?
The cost of the truck would be about $34,000.
And what was it allowed, 35? So the budget probably will be over by not much, but it'll be over, right?
If it is by not
Now,
much.
when you went and looked at the truck, did our mechanical look at it with you at all? Did he have a chance to go over it?
Billy was given the opportunity to go over. He did live up there. I'm not entirely sure if he made it up, but they did say that if there's anything that's wrong with that the truck, that we would bring it back. If Billy did see something when we come and get it all set up, that we could bring it back and they would take care of all of the issues with that truck.
Thank you, perfect.
Yeah, come right up and state your name and
Oh,
address.
I'm sorry,
please.
Michelle Guilford, 18 Lashley Lane. I just have a question about something else. I just brought up your agenda, and I don't see anything that says there's a spot for people that want to talk about something that's not on your list. So can you
So
tell me
there's
when that
a
is?
time at the end for public comments,
At the end?
and I'll make sure you guys know when that is.
Okay, perfect.
It's under public
It's under
items.
Public items
Public items.
on the agenda, yep. Any other public questions on the truck? Okay, seeing none, we'll close the public comments for that and open it to council. Any questions or concerns from the council?
What is the truck gonna be used for? I mean, that's a pretty powerful truck. I don't know if it's towing, if it's just,
It's for the rec department, and so it's gonna be for transportation, picking up deliveries, filling it with stuff in the bed of the truck.
Hauling our mowers, hauling our equipment, hauling anything that we're bringing to the parks to take care of it. It's primarily use, yep.
thank you.
Questions? Yes.
How many people does it seat?
Well, it's got the extended cab, so technically you could fit more in there, but the extended, you have to be relatively, relatively small. A little seat too.
It's a little extended cab.
It's got the little extended cab, which most of the parks guys use as a place to put their, equipment, the smaller stuff, the handheld tools when they're going places more often than not.
Thank you.
Any further questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Watson,
Yes.
Braun. Yes. Libby,
Yes.
Macri,
Yes.
Strubing,
Yes.
Thomas.
Yes.
That passes. Ready?
Ready.
Order number 66-26, acceptance of street names, Haley Drive and Tilia Trail. Ordered that following street names as submitted by the property owner is accepted by the town council as required by the provisions of chapter 252-23 of the Standish Town Code. Haley Avenue, a private road that will be located on tax map 60 lot 19B, which is the first road to the left after Oak Ridge Drive off from Oak Hill Road. Tilia Trail, a private road located on tax map 6 lot 13F off Cape Road, Route 35A, behind Dow Corner Cemetery off Neil Dow Drive.
Great, thank you. This is an example of the order that we are working on passing that will just give the purview to the town manager to say, yea or nay to the street names and not have it to go through this whole process. But is there any public comments about the street names? Seeing none, I'll close that. Any council comments on street names?
I will just make one thing, and looking through this, there was a change for what they wanted for the Kaylee Drive extension to Kaylee Avenue. I think this is an example of a name that it is not the best, because going around town, is it Drive or is it Avenue? And when you're talking about a 911 emergency, that little piece of information, a Drive or an Avenue, is very important. That first name is what people remember. So I'm fine with changing the name, and I know it's gonna be the town manager in the future. And I know this has gotten sign off from the fire chief and Public Works and everybody else, but I would just say that's one of the things that I worry about when I see this.
No, and that is why we did, extension is like a continuation, that's why we told them it couldn't be, so that came from the fire chief is recommending to go to Avenue for that.
Yes, go ahead, Jen.
I have a conflict of interest, so I'll be abstaining on this vote.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions from the council? Okay, seeing none, let's go to a roll call, please.
Watson,
Yes.
Braun. Yes. Libby,
Yes.
Macri,
Yes.
Strubing,
Yes.
And you abstain. Abstain.
So that passes. On to the next one, please.
Order 67-26. Town of Standish orders of town council authorizing issuance of $1,477,616 principal amount of promissory note for EcoMaine. Whereas,
Waive the reading. This is a nice long one.
I'll second. So all in favor of waiving the reading? That's unanimous. Thank you. And Mr. Cross, could you speak on this briefly?
This is giving the town manager authorization to sign the contract that the voters approved on June 9th of this year to become an owner community in Eco Maine.
Thank you. Any public comments? Seeing none, we'll close the public comments. Any council comments? Again, seeing none, let's have a roll call, please.
Watson?
Yes.
Braun? Yes. Libby?
Yes.
Macri?
Yes.
Strubing?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
That
That
passes.
passes. Thank you. 6826.
Okay, order 6826, title, cast ballot for Maine Municipal Association Vice President and Executive Committee members. Ordered that the Standish Town Council hereby cast their vote of the Maine Municipal Association Vice President and Executive Committee member by voting for the slate of candidates on the voting ballot provided by the Maine Municipal Association, and further ordered that a majority of the town council shall sign the Maine Municipal voting ballot and have it forwarded to the Maine Municipal Association to be received no later than noon on Monday, July 20th, 2026.
Thank you. This is another more or less housekeeping item. As a town, we are parts of the Maine Municipal Association. We really have no say in who's president and vice president, or even on the boards and stuff like that, but we just have to cast a ballot and say, approve it. So is there any public comments? Seeing none, we'll close public comments. Any council comments? Yes, go ahead, Lisa.
I did research the people on the ballot to see what they're doing now, how they worked up the system, and they're all really decent people. They know what they're doing.
Great, thank you. Any other councilor comments? Seeing none, let's have a roll call, please.
Watson?
Yes.
Braun? Yes. Libby?
Yes.
Macri?
Yes.
Strubing?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
That passes.
That passes. Next.
Order number 69-26, authorizing issuance of a request for proposals for professional realtor or broker services, tax-acquired properties. Whereas the town of Standish has acquired several properties through automatic foreclosure of a tax lien mortgage held by the town on said properties, and whereas consistent with section.
I move for waiving the reading of this.
I'll second. All in favor of waiving the reading? That's unanimous.
Would you like me to summarize this?
Yes, that'd be great.
So the Finance Committee met a few months ago and reviewed the tax acquired list. So those were the people who have not paid their taxes, and there is a foreclosure of the tax lien because the lien has been on the property in excess of 18 months. And then those properties have not paid for 2 years, and so we kind of set a 2-year threshold that we gave them a grace period. And so now there's a number of properties, according to state statute, if we want to get them onto the tax rolls, they need to be sold for fair market value, and we need to employ a real estate agent. So we decided the most fair way to employ a real estate agent was to ask for proposals from the agents that were interested.
Thank you. Any public comments? Okay, don't see any, so we'll close public comments. Any other councilor comments?
I just have a question on this. So if there are properties that we're looking to sell, does that come in front of the council to choose whether we want to try to sell that property? Yep. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that, I don't know why the list didn't come with,
It should have came with
it
this.
should have been with this, so
So
at the
we,
next Finance Committee meeting, we'll have Scott put that list together and bring it to the next council.
okay, so this is not to sell any of those properties,
Nope.
just is setting it up to.
This is just setting up the process to employ a realtor.
Great. Any further questions? Public comments is closed.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, thank you. Any other councilor comments? Okay, seeing none, let's have a roll call, please.
Watson?
Yes.
Braun? Yes. Libby?
Yes.
Macri?
Yes.
Strubing?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
That passes.
That passes, thank you.
Order 70-26, award bid and authorize purchase of vehicle for the Public Works Department. Whereas the Public Works Department is seeking a vehicle with a 4x2 cab and chassis, dump body, plow, wing, and spreader. Whereas a bid process has been conducted for the purchase of a vehicle for the Public Works Department in accordance with Section 302F of the Standish Charter, and ordered that the attached bid from blank, as described in the bid specifications in the amount of blank, is hereby accepted for this vehicle pending voter approval, and further ordered that the town manager is authorized on behalf of the town to execute related contract documents.
I'm gonna make a motion that we amend this order to make it that the attached bid from Freightliner and Western Star to not go over the amount of $251,150 for the vehicle.
Second that.
Second, all in favor?
I have a question.
What is the amount again?
Where did that amount come from? I don't see that on the bid.
Okay. Want me to explain that?
The amount is $251,150, and yes, John, if you can explain the price.
So that amount, so the 234.9 was for a demo truck that was not exactly to the town bid, because the town bid asked for a slide-in sander and said this truck has an all-seasons body sander, but it didn't have a calcium system. We need the calcium system added on. So in between the bid opening and that, I got a price on the calcium system, which was $7,000. And I also added in the extended warranty. The truck color for the demo is red. They're willing to split the price of painting it to white, which is $32.50. So that total comes to $251,150, which is still cheaper because none of the other bid prices had in the extended warranty for the other trucks. Because you need to know what truck you're going with before you say, what's the extended warranty? So I have to do that process in between getting it all to you.
Great, thank you for that explanation.
Great, thank you. All in favor of the amendment to the motion? That's unanimous, great. Any public comments on this order for the new plow truck? Seeing none, we'll close the public comments. Any other counselor comments? Go ahead, Lisa.
Can you remind me what the budget was for the truck?
Over 300,000.
Thank you.
Any further questions from the council? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call, please.
Watson?
Yes.
Braun?
Yes.
Libby?
Yes.
Macri?
Yes.
Strubing?
Yes.
Thomas?
Yes.
That passes. Order 71-26, appointment of at-large town councilor to fill vacancy until the June 2027 municipal election. Whereas on June 13th, 2026, the Standish Town Council declared a vacancy on the council due to a then councilor's failure to maintain the qualifications for membership as set forth in Section 202A of the Standish Town Charter. And whereas pursuant to Section 202D of the Standish Town Charter, the Town Council has the authority to fill such a vacancy by appointment until the next regularly scheduled municipal election. And whereas the Town Council has interviewed candidates to serve the remainder of this term and find the selected individual well qualified to serve the community. Now therefore it be ordered by the Town Council of the Town of Standish, Maine, that blank is hereby appointed to serve as an at-large town councilor with said term to expire upon the certification of the results of the June 2027 annual municipal election.
Great, thank you. Again, the appointments committee met this evening. We interviewed a bunch of different folks that fill this vacancy. A lot of very good interviews. There's a lot of people that put their applications in. A lot of very impressive candidates came forward and actually brought to light a few things as a council maybe we need to work on and look at in the future. But we are putting forward for the amendment to this, where the appointments committee is bringing forward Robert McFerrin for this appointment. It was not a unified decision, but it was a majority decision of the appointments committee today to bring forward Robert McFerrin. So all in favor of the order as amended with Robert McFerrin? There's a motion to, sorry. Yes. Yes, motion, seconded. And is there all in favor of the amendment to Robert McFerrin? That was,
Who was the second?
it was Brian and me.
Thank you.
So that was a 3, all opposed to Robert McFerrin. Okay. So that, it's not amended, so there's no.
Can another motion be made to fill that in with a different name? I don't know legally if we're.
It's a legal opinion.
I don't have a law degree, but I don't think it would hurt to bring, I mean, I know the appointments committee is the one that's supposed to bring the motions forward. John, we had a conversation with our attorney today.
And basically, from what my understanding is, it's a recommendation from the appointments committee. The whole council can make a decision. If the whole council wants to make a different decision, that's up to the council. The only thing that you need a majority for is capital committee. You need a quorum for that. That is the only one committee that you need a quorum for, according to the town attorney today.
Yes.
I would make a motion to put the name of Anthony Folsom in there.
Second.
Moved and seconded for Anthony Folsom. As an amendment of this, who, raise your hand in favor of Tony Folsom? Okay, and opposed? So how long do we want to continue down this hole of split decisions is my question.
I got more names. This is, as I said in the committee meeting, is I would have liked to had a consensus on everybody from that meeting, and that we come forward with the names. And so my plan would be to go through all the names, and maybe there is one that we can find a consensus with. I'm trying to find a paper with all the names on it, which is actually right here. So I would make a motion, I'm sorry if this wastes your time, we're trying to get through this. But I would make, okay. I'm gonna, for my own purposes, am I allowed to speak?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's for my own things. There are names on here that I would like to see on here, but I know that they can be perceived as being on one side or another. And so in my eyes, as far as fairness, I've tried to not include them. But I would throw the name of, so I would like to make an amendment to, let me back up. I would have really liked to, all the council members to be invited to interview all of these people, and they were not. The council could not see fit to allow everybody to see these interviews, because it would have been nice to have everybody sit in and get to know some of these people. But with that, I will, you know what? I'm not gonna waste your time, because it's gonna be 3-3. And I really wish you and Brian would have allowed all the counselors to be in here for this meeting, because nobody else knows these people and was able to interact with them. So I will stop talking at that point.
I will bring forward Robert McFerrin again, and here's the logic behind it. He ran for the election several years ago, lost by a tie vote, had a tie, then lost by 3. He ran again this past year and lost to Mr. Macri by 26 votes, but had over 50 more votes than the next closest loser. So in my opinion, the town's already more or less spoken, and though he didn't win against his candidate, he did win against all the other folks that were running. So that's my logic behind putting in Robert McFerrin for that. So I would, again, with that in consideration, put as amended Robert McFerrin into that name. Yes.
Did he attend an interview?
He did not, but he was not required to.
Everyone else attended the interview?
There was one other candidate that did not.
For budget?
For.
One other counselor candidate that did not attend the
No
interview?
other counselor, just one other counselor.
Thank you.
But he was out of state and not able to attend. we'll come to public comments when it's open. We still have to get this through to get to public comments. So with the Robert McFerrin back in there as amended, who would be in favor of Robert McFerrin?
A second, did you?
We didn't. I need a motion in a second.
Oh.
Is there a second for Robert McFerrin?
Second.
Moved and seconded. And again, for Robert McFerrin, who's in favor? That'd be 3 and opposed, and that's still tied.
No. So that, we will table this again.
To the August 11th.
Can you make a motion?
I'll make a motion that we table this to the August 11th meeting.
Second.
Quick question on that. Come up the August 11th, are we gonna get any more information on any of the questions, how they were answered, any of the notes from the interviews? Are we gonna get any information so that we can review it?
It'll go back before the appointments committee and we'll, yes.
I would ask at this point, can we open up those interviews to all of the counselors so everyone else can see and vote with the same information?
Let's get through this one amendment, a tabling to the 11th, and then I'll open the discussion for that. Okay?
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we need to reappoint the appointments committee? Was that a one-time?
I think the appointment was temporary until that
Until
vacancy
this,
is filled.
okay. I make a motion, we table this order to the August 11th.
I'll second. All in favor of tabling to the August 11th meeting? That's unanimous. I'll open it up to council to see if they want to have all counselors come to the appointment committee meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, I've already said my piece. If they want to be there, they should be allowed.
Public, the legal statement from our attorney is only those on the appointments committee can speak. So essentially you would just be a body sitting there listening with no opportunity to speak or make comments in that process. So just want to make everybody aware of that. And it is at the appointments committee's approval to let you in. You have to be invited into the appointments committee. So I've heard 2 people yes, there's other 2 counselors not commenting. So at this point, I'll just take it under advisement and we'll go forward to the next meeting and move forward onto the next order. (7226).
72-26, announcement of town council chair committee appointments and standing committee appointments. Ordered the following town council appointments are made through the date shown below. Board committees, recycling committee, council rep, budget committee, citizen rep, candidate Ben Macri. I'm sorry, I'm reading this not well. Recycling committee, council representative Ben Macri, term expiring June 30th, 2027. Further ordered that the town council's chairs appointments to the following committees, town council standing committees, are approved by the town council. Board committee, public safety committee, council rep, Lisa Strubing.
I'm sorry, what was that? I didn't hear it.
Public safety committee, council rep, Lisa Strubing. Term expires June 30th, 2027. GP Cog PACS Policy Board, Counselor seat Ben Macri, expires June 30th, 2027. Old Red Church Liaison, Counselor seat Lisa Strubing, June 30th, 2027. Watchet Lake Liaison, Counselor seat Lisa Strubing, June 30th, 2027.
Jenna, would you like a break and I'll finish?
That would be lovely. You can tell, huh?
Appointments committee is Braun Chair, Macri Watson. Capital improvements would be Watson Chair, Braun and Libby. Economic Development, Macri Chair, Libby and Thomas. Ordinance Committee, Libby Chair, Watson and Thomas. Personnel Committee, Watson Chair, Braun and Libby. Finance Committee, Thomas Chair, Watson and Braun.
Any public comments?
215 Glen Eagle Road. I think that this should be tabled until we have a duly elected chair. I see some inequities. That's just me. And you don't have, it's gonna have to change again anyway when, because you don't have a seventh person right now. So I don't think voting on this at this point in time really serves any good purpose. Thank you.
Any other public comments?
I know I'm Maury Hill from 20 Wildridge. I'm just I'm reiterating what Mrs. Higgins is saying. I think, I would say, as a citizen of this town, I think these appointments were very bad and not equitable at all, and didn't take into account people's experience and probably what they wanted to do, I don't know if people were even able to say what committees they wanted to be on. I don't know what your process is, but seeing and hearing this, it's really pretty, what is the word? I want to be kind. I don't want to say it's disgusting, but maybe that's what I would say. That it was poorly advised. Thank you.
Anthony Folsom, Standish resident. I think this should be tabled too. I think until we figure out the seventh person on the thing and get these committees committed right to the people that should be on them, I think it should be tabled. Thank you.
Any further public comments?
Carolyn Beagle, 141 Ossipee Trail East. I have to say, I've never heard of any council committee where only the representatives speak at a meeting. Normally, for a committee meeting, you want to hear as much input as possible to make the best choices. So I find this process to be so out of bounds. I'm shocked, actually, and I have to reiterate whatever everybody has said. I think it should be tabled, and I really think, for the benefit of the townspeople, that there needs to be a little bit more cooperation among people. Thank you.
Any further comments from the public? Okay, seeing no closed public comments, open up to council comments. Yes, Lisa.
Did you reach out to the counselors to see what they enjoyed working on, what they were good at, what they preferred?
I did not.
And may I ask, when were these committees submitted?
I can't give you the date, but
Was it before the July 8th cutoff? It was past the cutoff date?
No, it was before the cutoff date, sorry. Yeah.
All right, thank you. And how did you, I'm sorry, can you clarify how you determined who to put on which committee?
I looked at what I thought would work the best, who would work the best with who, and what they would work the best on. And I took into previous committee experience.
So you looked into previous committee experience. I'm down as the chair of the Economic Development Committee. I've never served on that committee a single day. And to put me down as chair is a little odd. That is the only committee that you didn't put yourself on. So 5 of the 6 committees you put yourself on and chairs 2 of them. In my time as a counselor, there has been 7 or 8 committees There's always been a chair that is spread out. Every counselor is a chair of one committee, and every counselor is on 2 other committees. This has, Lisa Strubing does not have a single committee, is not on a single committee here, which blows my mind. It does not also take into effect the new counselor, when we get one, of where they would be. So I'm in total agreement. This boggles my mind entirely. I'm in total agreement that we put this off until we actually get the 7th person on here. We now have 2 other committees on here that were not on this list that would need to be figured out and added. So I am all for tabling this until we get an official chair.
For everybody's awareness, there were other folks on the other committees before they were taken off, to be fair. So just so everybody knows, and also the legal opinion was to leave the 7th member off and fill it with who was there, and then fill that 7th person in as needed. Also, so everybody's aware, if we don't fill these committees, only the people that were currently on the committees will be able to be in those committees, which would also leave out all the new council members. So you would automatically be disqualified from any committee. So just make everybody aware of that. Is there any other councilor comments?
I would make a motion to table this to the August 11th meeting until we have an official chair in place.
I second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor of tabling to August 11th? All opposed? I think we see here, and it's very clear to the public, that no matter what, it's going to be a 3-3 tie. And it'll also probably be a 3-3 tie in August when we come to appointing the new person and coming to the chair votes. So we're going to be in a deadlock committee, and it's going to be extremely disappointing, and no business will get done in town. Frankly, that's what's going to happen.
Point of order. It seems clear to me that if all of you.
Carolyn, we just come to
Carolyn, and also public comments were closed.
It seems to me that if all of you had the best interests of the town in mind, then things would be operating a little bit differently. I'm sure there were some very good candidates that came forward. And in that list, how many people were interviewed?
All of them.
How many is that? 8. So we heard 2 names tonight. So I would think that there's 6 more names that can be considered. And if you need more information, then pull in your other council members to do that. But in order to best serve the town, then instead of being so partisan, then it's time to work on what is the issue, what makes sense, and let's just do it. It doesn't make, I totally agree with what Mr. Macri just said, that everybody should be on a committee and you should have a different chair for every single committee. That's how it's always been. So to have this new change is nonsensical. And I hold you responsible for that since you're the one that put that list together. So that requires some change. And I think that's what everybody is looking for.
The appointments committee is a executive session. That's why it's closed to other folks talking because of confidentiality reasons.
But the committee can invite all the other,
counselors.
can, if they choose, to invite the other counselors.
And if you're stuck, that might be a wise choice, right?
We'll go back to council comments. Just the motion to table was failed or tied, so failed. So let's just have a roll call on moving this forward.
Watson?
Yes.
Braun? Yes. Libby?
Yes.
Macri?
No.
Strubing?
Nope.
Thomas?
No.
It's tied.
Tie, so we'll go to unfinished business.
Finished for the
August 11th.
August 11th.
So we'll go to public items. So this is your, whoever asked, this is your public time to speak on stuff that is not on the agenda.
Do you want to open this? Yeah, she's supposed to go first, and then I'm second.
How did we figure out who's going first and second?
Well, at our
Because you
meeting.
have like
12 pages and I have literally like 30 seconds of. No, you guys can go.
Again, as a reminder, there's 3 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Good evening. I'm Pamela Pogenpole. live at 47 Birch Drive, Pine Tree Estates. I retired in 2024 with the intent of moving back to Maine to be nearer to my family. I started to explore a new living situation, and given my research, buying a manufactured home was my best and most affordable option. I researched various parks and decided on Pine Tree Estates as my best option. At the time, my research told me that lot rent was in the $500 range. I wasn't told any different. Upon closing on my new home, my rent was to be $841 a month. This was July 11th, 2024. January 2025, my lot rent went up to $884 a month, a $43 increase. At a planning committee meeting for the park expansion, I remember the president of RHP saying he wasn't going to raise rents this year. Then another increase was announced and mine went up by $38.01 to $922.01. I used my pension and 401k to purchase my manufactured home. I'm living on Social Security and had to find a part-time job to make ends meet. With my current expenses, I can't afford much more than current. We would like you to consider passing a temporary moratorium blocking increases while you consider a permanent rent stabilization ordinance for the mobile home parks in Standish. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Michelle Guilford, and I've lived at Pine Tree Estates since 1996, almost 30 years. I've lived in Standish since I was 7 years old. When my husband and I bought our home, we intentionally chose a manufactured home community in the suburbs. The lot rent was affordable, and even with the longer commute and extra gas, it still costs less than living in other parks, a lot less. No longer is that true. But it was our path to ownership, home ownership. We knew lot rent would increase over time. We expected that, but we never imagined what has happened over the last few years. When we first moved in, our lot rent was $235 a month. By 2020, after 25 years, it had increased to $450. Those increases were manageable. Then an investment company purchased our park. Today, my lot rent is $715 a month. My son bought his first manufactured home in June of last year. His lot rent to start was $970 a month. Think about that, nearly $1,000 every single month, and that's before mortgage, taxes, insurance, utilities, or maintenance. Homes in our community are sitting on the market longer and being marked down because buyers don't want to take on $1,000 a month in lot rent. That hurts every homeowner's investment. As my husband and I get closer to retirement, I find myself asking a question I never thought I would ask. Will I still be able to afford to live in the home that I've owned for 30 years? Because 2 pension checks or Social Security checks and that $1,000 is going to go to lot rent. I never imagined lot rent would approach $1,000 a month. Some people say, oh, well, just move. I looked into it. I received a quote of nearly $20,000 to move my home, and that doesn't include buying land or preparing a new site. For most residents, moving is simply not an option. That is why manufactured homeowners are different. We own our homes, but we don't own the land underneath them. We are a captive audience, and the park owners know it. We're not here asking for something unreasonable. We understand that costs go up and businesses need to make a profit. What we're asking for is time and fairness. We're asking the town council to adopt a 180-day moratorium so everyone has time to work together on a thoughtful solution. And we're asking you to consider a lot rent increase ordinance that provides transparency, predictability, and reasonable protections for the hundreds of families who call Pine Tree Estates home. Affordable housing doesn't end when someone buys a manufactured home. If lot rents continue to rise unchecked, affordable home ownership disappears too. Please help us protect our homes, our investments, and our community. Thank you.
Oh, goodness. What's the guy? Okay. Oh, you got it, okay. Coming?
Timothy Nichols, River Meadows Drive here in Standish. Good evening, councilors. Thank you for giving me a few minutes to speak tonight. I'm not here because I'm against mobile home owners. I believe that every business owners deserve the opportunity to make fair and reasonable return on their investment. I'm here because I've spoken with our neighbors who are scared. They are scared that after spending decades building their lives here in Standish, that they may no longer be able to afford to stay. Some of these residents have lived here in the Standish their entire lives. They've raised their families here. They've worked here. They volunteered here, paid taxes here, and retired here. They aren't asking for special treatment. They are simply asking for a fair chance to remain in the town that they've called home. Manufactured homes are one of the last remaining sources of naturally affordable housing. The people living in these communities own their own homes, but they don't own the land underneath them. That puts them in a new position. When lot rent increases significantly, they can't simply move. Relocating a manufactured home can cost thousands and maybe in case even not even possible. Many residents are already struggling with rising costs of living, whether it's taxes, insurance, utilities, groceries, and other everyday expenses. Families are feeling the squeeze in every direction. For seniors on fixed incomes and working families alike, another significant lot rent increase can be enough to force them out of their homes. The ordinance I'm presenting tonight is not a rent freeze, and it is not an anti-business. It specifically recognizes that park owners deserve a reasonable return on their investment. It allows annual increases and provides a process for owners to request larger increases when they can demonstrate higher operating costs, taxes, insurance, or necessary improvements. What it does create is transparency, accountability, so the increases are fair and justified. I understand that this is the first time you've seen this proposal, and I'm not asking you to make a final decision tonight. I'm respectfully asked that you can review it carefully, hear from the residents whose lives will be affected, and seriously consider whether this is a policy that will help preserve the housing in Standish. In the meantime, I ask you to consider adopting a 6-month moratorium on any lot increases while this ordinance is being reviewed. That would provide immediate stability for residents, give the council the time needed to fully evaluate this proposal and ensure that no one's forced out of their homes before this process is complete. If after review the council chooses not to adopt the ordinance, I believe the citizens of Standish should have the opportunity to decide this issue through voter initiative process. This is about more than lot rent. It's about protecting our neighbors, preserving affordable housing, and making sure that people who have spent their lives contributing to this community can continue to call Standish home. Thank you for your time, your consideration, and your service to our town.
Thank you for hearing our concerns and giving us the opportunity to speak tonight regarding a temporary moratorium of rent increases while you, our town council, consider a permanent rent stabilization ordinance as other mobile home communities, mobile home parks in our area have done recently in other locations, so very recently. I'm here to speak about my personal concerns regarding the owner of RHP Properties raising the lot rent annually. Our request is regarding a temporary moratorium, freezing rents while we ask you to consider a permanent mobile home rent stabilization ordinance, which has been processed in other communities very near to us. At this time, I am asked to pay additional money each month, although no services have increased in our park over the past year. I have a very long relationship with the state of Maine and the town of Standish, living here at Pine Tree Estates for 5 years. My recent health issues and loss of employment have severely impacted my finances. My current household expenses have already maxed my budget, causing concern for food and home maintenance. My connection to Standish started when I was a teenager. My family camped at Sebago Lake. My experience with being allowed to walk around the park in the evenings alone and hang out with other teenagers lakeside was a life-changing experience. I had no idea how that experience would affect me as an adult. I raised my 2 daughters as a single mom. We vacationed in Maine every summer, camping in York Beach, often for just 2 or 3 days, 3 nights. Walking to the beach and around town was wonderful. My oldest daughter, Ginger, graduated from UNE with a combined focus of marine biology, art, and education. She's the owner of our home, and we had to live in a rented apartment until she was a resident for a year to get a mortgage. I pay the lot rent. We share the rest of the utilities, while neither of our incomes have increased. I'm on a fixed income, forced to retire after a serious fall in September of 2025. I'm not sure I will be able to drive or work again. I'm just lucky to be alive. I have lived in Maine. My younger daughter's been in Maine now for close to 15 years, and I have a grandson and a granddaughter who are both adopted.
May I get your name, ma'am?
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My name's Angela Fowler, Fowler.
Thank you, Angela.
I'm at 4 Hines Way.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ivy Forelli, and
Hi, I'm Josh.
this is my brother. We're from 6 Pine Grove Drive. I didn't write anything. I'm grateful to be here and thank you all for being here. We are speaking on behalf of the memorandum, and we're native to Maine. We're Americans. Our mother just passed away, and I'm a caretaker to my brother. So we live on a fixed income, and it is very challenging navigating the rent and the increases. We are productive members of the community. We volunteer time at the food pantry. We also get food from the food pantry. So things are challenging at times. My brother does work in the neighborhood and helps the community as much as he can. But when we moved in, I moved in with my mom in 2013 or 14. Rent was about $400 and something. We're now at $686 a month. It's challenging when you're trying to just live on a fixed income in that environment. And I think about being generations deep as an American, and like what my mom left us was this mobile home that she owned on land that she isn't really able to navigate easily, right? So now we're left navigating that, and to move that property would be outrageous. So we are really reliant on the community and that development, and it's unstable as they're an investment company owning 80,000 plus lots, and they're just raising their rent without thinking about how it's affecting people. In February of 2003, my mother stood out on the corner of the Portland Public Library asking for help for mental health because the resources were narrow. And now, with that being said, navigating mental health issues and the disability, being in an environment where his housing once again is being jeopardized is like so straining mentally. So just as like an afflicted other trying to navigate the community environment and be productive members of the community, I think it's important that we really take note to what it looks like to be a person in that environment relying on a fixed income. So we're just here thanking you for hearing us. We appreciate it.
didn't expect to speak on this either, but Carolyn Beal, 141 Ossipee Trail East. It wasn't long, last couple of years, this council gave Pine Tree the ability to increase their complex, right? So they can add almost 100 new units. Now, when that came before the planning board memo that I received said that some of them would be age 55 and over units, which can be filled immediately. And then there also was a paragraph that said it would be affordable housing. Well, there's a definition with the town of what constitutes affordable housing. And when I asked, do we have that agreement with the trailer park, they said, oh, no, we don't mean that kind of affordable housing. We don't have it so that there's a negotiated cost and rent. But I think if the trailer park is going to expand to that degree in a rural zone, you care about rural zones, then every town around us is putting in moratoriums or lot increase. It's been all through the papers. Every single town around us is doing that, throughout the state even. I think what they're asking for is a very reasonable request, especially given that the town is allowing them this expansion of 98 units in a rural zone. Thank you.
Paul Welch, 11 Royal Pine Drive. I'm sold, and I want to thank everybody that came out today to speak on this. Affordability and the ability to live in Standish is one of the most important things that I think we all need to stand for today. You've seen a little bit of ugliness. It's been a kind of a tough meeting, but I'm going to support it. My expectation is that everybody on this council will support that as well. Thank you.
Am I allowed to? Oh, okay. I just want to say, so we don't have an order, so there wouldn't be a vote on this tonight. Our attorney is aware of it. I know that there was a draft done, and it could go to the citizens in November. I'm happy to chat with our attorney about a moratorium and bring something next month. But because there is nothing, there would be no vote. So if you, yeah, just if you'd wish for me to investigate that further, I can bring something forward.
Can we add that on the workshop that is later this month?
I don't think we have anything on the workshop as of yet, but we can certainly.
Could we add that to the workshop and then talk about exactly what that ordinance would look like?
I'll check with the attorney and see how fast he can turn that around, and I'll definitely get back to you.
I'm going to give a John Cross opinion as a resident of Standish. I just want to say that the divided council's really done hamper town staff from accomplishing stuff. And that, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that needs to happen. And if we can just all put it aside, we talk about transportation committee. We only have one sitting member now on it. So to go to transportation committee, to review the survey, to go over that, leaves me one person. Like, we need to come up with a common ground to move forward so we can accomplish what's the best for the citizens of Standish. So I'm giving you the John Cross opinion of it as the taxpayer and property manager here. I just hope as town staff that we can really work together to be able to accomplish what we need to do.
Let's speak on something different along his lines. If you look at all these people, this is the first time that they've dealt with talking in front of their body of whatever you want to call it, like council members or whatever. What they saw tonight was horrific. You guys need to stop going by party lines. Leave that party at that door and start working for the people. I know 3 of you, I'd said that that's what I do if I got appointed. It's evident that needs to be done because tonight was horrible. I mean, I'm a taxpayer. I've been a taxpayer for at least 7 years in this town. You guys, I'm charging you to set your difference aside and start working with the people of Standish. Thank you.
I'd like to to speak on a different issue as well. I just want to congratulate the new members of the council. And when literature came to my house for different candidates, the one thing that really stood out on one flyer was the candidate was willing to research complex issues. And Mr. Macri, that earned my vote because all of these issues are very complex. And that's what committee work does, is it does the research to figure out all the complexities so they can bring really well-informed information to the rest of the council. And the reason there's so many committees is because there's so much work that needs to be done in different aspects of the town. What concerns me right now is the zoning. And we've just finished our comprehensive plan that was adopted by the council. And when I look at the plan and then the zoning ordinances that changed last month, there's a disconnect. There's just a big disconnect. The plan says that in the village district, we want to expand sidewalks, add pedestrian crossings, explore public transit options, create all these improvements, lighting, sidewalks that bring business, local businesses to town. But the ordinance changes that we had last month paved the way for box stores. When they said we're going to remove the outdoor sales component in the ordinance, what that's saying is that you can have a Lowe's or a Home Depot or a Walmart because they have that outdoor sales that wasn't allowed before. There's all kinds of subtle changes that were made in those ordinance changes that change what the future of the town could look like. One also thing I'm really concerned about is the widening of Route 25. And I know that we had Goro Palmer come and do a study, but at that workshop meeting, what they also stressed was just changing the lights. And if you had modern lights, they would be able to move the traffic much faster. If you look to the east of us with Westbrook and Gorham in their village centers, they didn't widen 25. Instead, they enhanced their village. They made parks, they've fixed sidewalks, they found other alternatives to deal with traffic. If you look to the west of us, Cornish, they haven't widened Route 25. They've invested in their downtown area to bring small businesses and to bring people that will come and spend time and money in their village. If you look over to Wyndham is the outlier. They've expanded Route 25. They've added all these extra lanes, and now they have a pass-through community that's known as Anywhere USA because it looks the same as any other community that has widened their roads.
Thank you.
I just urge you to research the complex issues and find out what makes sustainable economic sense in town.
Anthony Folsom, resident of Standish. When the trailer park originally came for their expansion, they asked for 55 and older community. The whole basis on the 55 and older community is a tax break for the owner. Now, the owner is not giving any of the residents any kind of break. And if you look at these people here today, most of them are 55 and older. They're not getting any break, and they're looking for help from you guys.
Just an addendum to what, my name's Paula Bolia, and I'm at 32 Deer Hill Avenue. I mean, we have 3-4 Deer Hills here in Standish, and I'm at Avenue. This is just an addendum to what everybody's been saying, and just to give you an idea about what RHP owns, and they own 375 parks across the United States, in 31 states, mind you. And then along with that, it's 80,582 homes. So if that gives you an idea of the lot rent that's being paid across the country, then, you know, you can see where we're coming from, that, you know, we're seeing it, other parks are having the same problems and they're bringing the same thing to their city councils as well. And we just want to be really heard and have something happen for us where we can work through all of this. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public? Very good. Any announcements this evening?
Matthew, you want to make mention of Standish?
Yeah, we're excited. August 1st is the Standish Summer Spectacular. The committee has worked hard, got a lot of great sponsorships from local businesses in town. Each year we try to grow it, and this year we've got some great additions to the parade, some great additions to the live entertainment. So each year we strive to add just a little bit more of a new element to bring in the surrounding communities and Standish itself. We look forward to hopefully seeing everybody there on August 1st. The parade starts at noon, and then everything else kind of kicks off around 1:30 at Standish Memorial Park. There's tons of information on our website. If you guys have any questions, always can stop by the recreation office. We always love to have people come through.
Thank you, Matthew.
I also wanted to say that every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock down at Steep Falls in the gazebo, you have some wonderful performances, groups, and very talented people. So I just wanted to point that out because I think Wednesday comes around and people have things on their mind and you just want to be able to go enjoy in the park with other people, with your neighbors.
Agree. We have food trucks too, so you can get a bite to eat, then go listen to some music.
Great.
Just
You're gonna make a
and I'll be quiet
second.
about this.
All in favor of adjourning?
I'll just say that the council did fund the building of that gazebo. They weren't all crazy about it, but they funded that nice public feature, and look how it's paid off. Civic funding.
All in favor of adjourning?
Things to sign?
Yes.